you never know who's kinky. Because you walk down the street, you can't tell.
Let's make it hot.
I like that.
Six. Okay.
Oh, fun.
It is strange to know that right now, multiple people are having sex with a replica of my vulva.
Quando você tá em casa, sem ter o que fazer, durante essa pandemia, não pode sair, não pode fazer nada. Tá com tesão, então vamos pro computador, né?
I definitely have a sex addiction, for sure.
Yeah.
This one hurts.
Yeah.
I like that you don't call pain pain.
No.
It's a
No.
sensation.
Yeah.
I got skills, honey. I got skills.
Let's make it hot.
Independente da opinião de cada um com relação à pornografia, uma coisa é fato, a gente está falando de uma indústria multibilionária e com a chegada da internet, esse universo pornográfico cresceu muito. Para vocês terem ideia, um dos sites mais acessados no mundo é um site pornográfico chamado Pornhub. Mais de 150 milhões de pessoas acessam esse site diariamente. A gente também vive num momento em que as redes sociais controlam muito do que a gente vive, do que a gente faz, de como a gente se comunica. E uma das redes sociais que mais cresce é uma chamada OnlyFans, é uma rede social paga direcionada ao público que está em busca de conteúdo pornográfico. Ela conta com mais de 2 milhões de criadores de conteúdo. Alguns deles ficaram milionários do dia para a noite. Ou seja, o que a gente tinha em mente, a forma como a gente via o ator pornô, a stripper, a garota de programa, mudou. Mas o que é ser um empreendedor do sexo hoje em dia? Quem são essas pessoas? Que poder elas têm? E por que a gente não consegue se desprender? Por que esse universo gera tanta curiosidade? Vamos descobrir.
I feel like I was always drawn to sex work on a certain level.
How so?
I feel like it came up in conversation around me all the time, even just people at my church sort of condemning it, you know, saying, oh, like these terrible people. But sex work comes up a lot in the Bible too, you know, everyone's always, you know, being bad and fucking a prostitute or, you know, Jesus hung out with sex workers all the time, so I was like, oh,
Yeah.
seems like fun.
Do you consume porn? Do you follow anyone on OnlyFans?
It's so terrible, I really don't. I don't even really like masturbating. It's like the most ridiculous thing ever. I only like masturbating if there's an audience, so in a lot of ways, OnlyFans is really great for me, because I'm like, someone else is gonna be seeing this. But yeah, I'm a total exhibitionist, so if no one's watching me, then I'm not excited, but...
Have you always been that way?
Yeah. Porn just, I'm like, this is boring.
There is still a lot of stigma, a lot of judgment that comes with this job. Did you care in the beginning?
The first time I did it, I was sort of worried that I might feel dirty, like there might be some shame I was holding within myself that I wasn't aware of that would get triggered, but I really didn't. I was just like, oh, this is great, like this is cool. I didn't feel dirty.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I had to like scrub myself clean, literally or metaphorically. It was just like, oh, cool, cash. My first client was this like sort of wacky older guy. It was very informal. And we ended up having sex, and he gave me some cash. He needed some intimacy, some physical intimacy. And I was able to, you know, do that for him. And then he was taking care of me financially. I started out on Seeking Arrangement, which I think a lot of people do. It's this site where you look for like a sugar daddy.
Yeah.
After that, I ended up switching over to more formal advertising. But it was after that first experience that I decided I really wanted to get more into it.
Yeah.
Hi, little baby.
Hello.
Posso contar o nome dele?
Pode fazer.
What's your name?
Tristan.
We've known each other for a second. So, you know, safe, sane, and consensual is very important. Can I mark you anywhere?
Yes.
Permanent marks? No. A little red around the buttocks? Does it have to be hidden by clothes?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right, that would be nice. Do you have anything that I should know of in your body? All your bones okay? Your knees are good?
Yes.
Can you on your knees all the time?
Yes.
All right, and safe word? We're gonna go with red.
O fato de BDSM ser basicamente uma linguagem, né, pro que uma pessoa gosta ou não gosta, pesou pra mim aquilo, tipo, foi do tipo, que lindo, não só você pode aprender essa linguagem, né, como se fosse uma outra língua, para você explicar o que você precisa ou gostaria para você ficar mais próximo de uma outra pessoa ou explorar a si mesmo, whatever, você também sabe dizer o que você não quer, sabe?
Um lance legal pra você fazer, se você estiver brincando com dor com o seu parceiro, em vez de esperar a pessoa falar a palavra safe word, você faz, pra entender melhor a tolerância de dor, você faz a pessoa botar numa escala, te dar uma nota. So from 0 to 10, if 10 is super, it's red, tell me what this is.
6.
A 6? Okay. So, claro que muda, né, conforme você vai batendo na pessoa, você vai, like, warming them up. Yeah? You like that? Say thank you.
Thank you.
My queen.
Thank you, my queen.
Okay, very nice.
Você considera o trabalho da dominatrix um trabalho de um profissional do sexo?
Sim, claro. Eu acho que o dom é naquela categoria meio soft sex work, sabe?
Você sempre teve interesse no mundo que gira em torno do sexo, do prazer?
Não. Mas do cérebro, faz sentido? Eu acho que é uma parada meio quintessentially human, sabe? Eu acho que por isso que acabou sendo muito interessante pra mim. E assim, eu sou gay, então eu já era degenerada pro brasileiro tradicional.
Entendi.
Eu tava numa festa, era femdom, que significa, tipo, femme supremacy.
Sim.
Entrar num lugar, assim, um galpão incrível no Lower East Side, com um bando de homens de quatro no chão, vestidinho de bichinho. E as meninas, pô, mulheres maravilhosas, lindas, sendo servidas por esses caras e rindo horrores. E os homens servindo. Gente, que mundo lindo! Aí eu fiquei. Não quis mais ir embora.
All right. You know.
How does that feel?
Exhilarating. Very a little nervous, but that was amazing.
Really?
Yeah, that was awesome. Like, wow, that feels it's nerve-wracking, you know.
Yeah.
But in a comfortable, safe environment, you know, you can be who you want to be and you can be yourself.
You're in good hands. Uma fração da indústria pornográfica é dedicada ao público gay. E é impossível falar sobre esse segmento da pornografia sem mencionar um cara chamado Austin Wolf, que hoje em dia tem milhões e milhões de seguidores, está lançando uma plataforma dele para competir com a rede social OnlyFans e hoje em dia é dono de um império. Vou bater um papo com ele. Well, I feel like a lot of times when it comes to sex workers, all you have is the number. All you have is the sensationalism. A lot of people probably see you as
one thing,
sex machine.
Sure. They don't realize that, you know, I have a mom, I have a sister, I have a fiance, I have best friends. I think it's hard for people to see that, but frankly, I don't really give them anything else to see. You make that bed when you do what I do. You brand yourself the way you brand yourself. So it doesn't bother me. I do understand it, and it's good for business, to be quite honest. So 2008, 2009 is when the recession started, all those mortgages bottomed out. A lot of my friends at the time were escorts. So I put up an ad on what at the time was the site to use, which was called rentboy.com, no longer exists. Within 2 months, I was recruited by Randy Blue.
How was that decision? What did that feel like?
And I'm gonna say this, but before I say it, I don't want people running out there putting up ads on websites. But for me, it was a duck to water. I handled my coming into my own very badly, and what came with that was sex with quite a few people, and practice makes perfect. I started escorting, and it was very, very simple for me. I didn't just do well at it, I really enjoyed it. And if we get into it a little bit, escorting wasn't always about, it wasn't about sex, it was about making people feel special. It was about making people feel comfortable with themselves, helping them through any kind of time that they may be going through. Like, I never came home feeling gross. I never came home feeling dirty. It was very easy for me. It was a thought. Like, you had to be like, okay, if you're gonna do this, jump into the water, let the water go over your head, because there's no point dipping your toe into the shallow end of the pool. And I think I did the right thing. I think I went all the way.
A pandemia foi um verdadeiro tsunami na economia global, mas a verdade é que alguns segmentos conseguiram prosperar, dentre eles o segmento da indústria fitness, a indústria de adoção de cachorros, a indústria pornográfica e, por incrível que pareça, nunca na história tantos brinquedos eróticos foram vendidos. I'm Pedro. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You've met so many people here, and I look around and I see whips and chains and leather. On a personal note, like your opinion, what is it about this synergy, this connection between pain and pleasure?
Is it really pain? Pain is something you avoid, okay? This is all semantics. You know, this is just intense sensation, okay? And it's one way of achieving an ecstasy. I was kinky way before I started here. So when I was 6 years old, I fantasized about being the captured princess that was forced to do things in order to, like, stay alive, you know. That was my big fantasy, and you know what? It's still a big fantasy now. What was fabulous to me is when I found other people, okay? When I found people that felt the same way as I did. Because I always felt like this since I was a little kid. This was me. And now it's, you know, I'm an old lady now.
Not at all.
And it's still me. But, you know, it's not everybody, and that's okay.
Yes.
This kind of thing, it's not everything is for everybody.
great.
Okay, you know, they have their way of doing things, and that's fine. We're not looking to change people. You know, we're just looking to take in the people that need this. And you know, it's kind of why we're not out on the street. We don't put like the heavy duty stuff out there.
Yeah.
When you look up, you see all the hoods and masks. You know, we have a lot of puppy masks and all kinds of things. Right now, like, puppies are big, you know, human puppies. So we sell a lot of butt plug tails and puppy hoods and puppy masks. So, you know, there are trends, and you know, there's right now every man wants a leather harness. You know, so we sell a lot of leather harnesses. So it's all there are fashion things happening. Yeah.
This one hurts.
Yeah.
I like that you don't call pain pain.
No.
It's a sensation.
Yeah.
What are the biggest misconceptions when it comes to a place like this?
They're all different kinds of people, all ages, all genders, and there are many genders. And just people that have all different, you know, there are sex workers and there's drag queens and there's burlesque people and there's strippers, but then there's school teachers and doctors and nurses and just regular people, parents. Really, you never know who's kinky, because you walk down the street, you can't tell.
I like that. Is it a lot of pressure to perform?
It would be a lot of pressure not to be honest with you. I definitely have a sex addiction, for sure. It would be silly for me to try to sit here and, because you're building me up to be this like perfect person, which I'm totally enjoying, but I'm not. I have problems just as much as everybody else does, but I also have love in my life just like everybody else does. That's not necessarily sex-based. I started so long ago. Back then, the internet was a much smaller place.
Yeah.
So when you put an ad up, everyone knew about it. This entire city knew that, oh, he's doing this now. Versus today, I mean, even Aunt Paula's got a fan page. It's not as taboo.
If you're in the New Orleans area and want to get together with a hot gilf, that would be me. I'm looking for volunteers to film content for my OnlyFans page.
I was 55 and unemployed in California. So someone suggested that I do full body sensuous massage with happy endings.
Okay.
And I said, well, that sounds nice. What is it? Because I had no idea. I had not had sex in 12 years.
Wow.
And so he explained it to me and I said, oh, hell, I could do that. I had to go through a process emotionally, internally, because my whole attitude was different. I'm like a whole different person.
How did OnlyFans come into your life? You're one of the top content creators.
I am just a woman, okay? There isn't anything special about me. I am just a woman trying to buy my son a house. And so what happened was I knew that I needed to get some volunteers in, you know, to do content. And I knew my clients were not going to do that because they don't want their faces, you know, on online. They're married, you know. And so I did a video, just a short little thing, like 47 seconds, asking for volunteers. And I posted it on Twitter.
So if you'd like to volunteer, either contact me on TikTok or on Twitter, or if you are already a fan of mine on OnlyFans, you can contact me there.
Suddenly I've got thousands of followers. I posted the video, I think, on the 1st of February. And in 28 days in February, I earned $33,000.
Wow.
and
And
28.
you were telling me that before you started sex work, you know, the jobs that you were offered were like $10 an hour.
Exactly.
Hi, I'm Stoya. We're in Los Angeles. Why are we shooting it around the world in Los Angeles? Because a lot of porn gets made here, like a lot.
I mean, I think there's two separate phenomena happening. One is about 10, 12 years ago, people started becoming more interested in amateur pornography or professionally produced pornography that felt like amateur pornography.
Yeah.
And that helps people feel like it's more intimate and real, right? Even though it is performed or professional performers being paid to perform authentic sex. And that comes with its own problems, right? Producers are now demanding performance of enjoyment on Twitter to promote the scene. And so it's like the sex work version of like working in customer service and having to do your job with a smile. And it's like, oh, capitalism reaches even our emotional affect now. And also there's the rise of influencers via mostly Instagram who are willing to share vast amounts of their lives. So it's like two things that are just now blurring in the past couple of years. And I think a lot of that has to do with people turning to OnlyFans, to soft sex work, to make ends meet during the pandemic.
Eu vejo que essa forma de estúdio está entrando muito no OnlyFans, que eu odeio, para falar a verdade. Por causa que aí você pega um cara que você tá querendo assim, dar uns amassos, tudo, e o cara assim, não, deixa eu pegar a câmera, colocar aqui direitinho. Eu falo, ai, meu Deus do céu, eu não tô querendo gravar com o estúdio. E aí é quase que nem um checklist. A gente passou de amador, que é só chegar, sentir o tesão na pessoa e pronto, deixar o público ter esse acesso à sua vida pessoal, né? E agora a gente entrou num ritmo de produção, que hoje em dia a gente chega, a gente tem uma certa afinidade, mas vamos pensar no business, né? Porque a gente está aqui porque é business.
Hi, I'm Yara Rue, and today I'm going to give you a little tutorial on how to eat pussy.
I think society doesn't necessarily like a woman who has that much freedom, especially very conservative types who want women to stay at home, you know, the type of people who don't even want women to work an office job really because they think that a woman's place is in the kitchen. Which is unfortunately still a relatively common idea in America. Both situations, you know, a woman is essentially relying on men to take care of her. But the work I do means that I'm able to afford my own apartment, my own lifestyle, and I can choose who I want to see a lot more easily, whereas a lot of women are really tied down to their husbands if they choose to be in that type of relationship.
I think that as a society now, we are much more open to discuss what used to be considered a hush-hush subject.
Yes.
My mother sat me down, I think when I was 9, and she gave me what she thought was the basics, erections. I could not, for the life of me, figure out how that floppy little thing was going to go up into my vagina. And I didn't ever masturbate until I was 28.
Wow.
I didn't know how. I had to get a book on how.
I'll show you a good time. I promise. We have new lingerie.
I always enjoyed sex. I remember the very first time I had sex, I was 21 and married. And I had an orgasm.
Wow.
And my husband told me, he said, then you can't possibly be a virgin because you enjoyed that too much. So I didn't have another orgasm until I was 28.
Wow.
You know, I mean, words hurt. You know, they have an impact on people.
Really is enhanced.
Largely heterosexual men that end up in my bed who talk about how, like, oh my God, like, I don't even know that there is an internal structure of the clitoris. Or it's so nice to be able to talk about sex. And I'm like, you can't do that with your friends. Like, that's so odd to me. And then, you know, because it's recreational sex after a certain point, I'm like, okay, I'm done being teacher Stoya. You got to find somewhere else to like learn about this stuff.
I even had one client who I was seeing regularly for about a year once suddenly fall off the map, and I didn't hear from him for a few months. And for a bit I was worried. I was like, oh, like, did I offend him? Like, is he okay? Does he have health problems? And then he finally emailed me back. He was like, I'm so sorry, I've been out of touch. I'm in a really serious relationship with a girl now, and I just wanted to thank you for helping me learn how to be intimate with someone, how to go on a date, and I feel like so much more ready to pursue an adult relationship after meeting you.
That's really sweet.
Huh, that feels nice.
O Open Finance chegou para evoluir a sua vida financeira. Agora a escolha é sua. Você quer o banco de sempre ou o melhor banco de investimentos do país? Os investimentos de sempre ou a experiência do BTG Pactual Digital com assessoria BTG? A conta de sempre ou uma conta corrente no BTG+, com um cartão que transforma seus gastos em investimentos, de forma 100% integrada? Aproveite o Open Finance e dê um BTG na sua vida financeira.
Senhores passageiros, bem-vindos a Meet Drive Lines, a companhia 4x4. Embarque imediato para a aventura, natureza, gastronomia e muito mais. Acesse agora, faça suas malas e boa viagem. Meet Drive Lines, for you for explore.
Não importa o tamanho da sua empresa, você sempre pensa em como vender mais, certo? Então pensa aí comigo. Em qualquer lugar do mundo, sabor é sabor, amigão é amigão, game é game e consumidor é consumidor. A diferença é que os de lá de fora podem estar loucos para conhecer seus produtos, porque só você é você. Seja qual for o seu negócio, de qualquer tamanho, a gente orienta como exportar. Vai, pensa lá fora e conte com a Apex Brasil.
Quem sabe ser eficiente na vida financeira não quer um banco pela metade. Abra uma conta completa do Safra. Tem cartão de crédito, assessoria para investir e a Safra Corretora. Eficiente, né? Quem sabe Safra.
Volkswagen é mais design. Mais que SUV, SUVW. Volkswagen.
Tem gente que passa a vida toda desenvolvendo tecnologias para questões que ninguém ainda perguntou. Passa noites em claro planejando soluções para o mundo acordar melhor. Transforma matérias-primas em produtos e sonhos em realidade. Gente que aplica todo o seu conhecimento científico em benefício da sociedade. Engenharia, movendo a humanidade.
Chegou o banco que tem as soluções e os produtos voltados para o sucesso dos seus clientes. O Banco Master é um banco ágil e fácil, sempre pronto para ajudar. Porque sabe o quanto a parceria de um banco é importante para você? Aponte o celular para o QR Code, baixe o app e saiba como podemos contribuir para o seu sucesso. Banco Master, seu sucesso, nossa maior conquista.
Oi, boa noite. Vim avisar que daqui a pouco tem agora a CNN ao vivo comigo, Isabela Faria.
Em decisão tomada na noite desta segunda-feira, a ministra do Supremo Tribunal Federal, Rosa Weber, decidiu liberar o pagamento das emendas de relator. Na decisão, a ministra disse que devem ser observadas as regras de transparência aprovadas no Congresso Nacional. Além disso, Rosa Weber pediu ao presidente do STF, o ministro Luiz Fux, que marque um julgamento extraordinário no plenário virtual sobre a suspensão da execução dos recursos. Os detalhes dessa e de outras notícias você acompanha no Agora CNN. É daqui a pouquinho, eu te espero.
What are you most proud of?
My son. And I don't want to cry, but I always cry when I think of my son. He's college educated. He's very, very smart. He was a talented guitarist. And he went on and had education in learning how to build and repair guitars. And then he got ill. But like I told him, he was the greatest gift I was ever given. He says, Mom takes care of me and I take care of Mom. We are a team.
Profissionais do sexo sempre foram criticados, de certa forma, sempre foram rejeitados pela sociedade, mas eu vejo uma mudança. A forma como meus pais, meus avós enxergavam pornografia é diferente da forma como meus filhos vão enxergar, eu acredito.
How much do you take from a scale of 0 to 10 if you're going to say how good it is?
In this region, maybe a 5.
Oof.
On a scale of 0 to 10, what's this?
1 or 2.
That's going to be so fun.
I liked her reaction. I liked seeing how excited she was to play with a very sensitive area, an area that people are scared to get hit in or re-hit.
The idea of feeling pain really makes me weak. Were you ever like that?
The fear you're talking about is what makes it exciting, you know, like a roller coaster.
I love that.
But the way she did it was great.
That's nice. That's nice. That's good for TV, no? I think it's aftercare time.
I think it's just fun, and things that are fun and make you happy is good for your life. Yes, you know, it's good for your mind.
Awesome. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
Você sabe a diferença de fetiche para parafilia geral? Normalmente, você não precisa ter uma parafilia para ser kink. Kink é só você desviar do normal.
Tá.
E isso muda conforme a sociedade muda. Tipo, antigamente ser gay era um puta kink, era totalmente pervertidaço. Agora continua sendo vanilla, dependendo do que você faz. Parafilia é quando você precisa daquele kink para você curtir, para você terminar, para você usar. Um exemplo de parafilia, então tem 8 mais famosos, tipo, exibicionismo, voyeurismo, voyeurismo, enfim. E um deles é o fetichismo, que é quando você tem uma parada, esse kink, essa atração, esse arousal, por um objeto ou uma parte do corpo.
One guy once requested that I pee into some underwear and then send it to him, and I was like, are you sure? Like, the pee is not gonna be fresh by the time you get it. Like, I don't know. He was paying a lot of money, and I was like, all right, you know, customer gets what the customer wants, so I did it.
Antes do kink, eu já tinha meio que essa ideia de que o conceito do normal é harmful, né? Porque você não tem que fazer pergunta whether or not it's normal, it's whether or not it's harmful. That is the only question.
If it's got blood or poop in it, we have no interest whatsoever. But I have tried many, many things that I don't really care for and I don't want to do.
Yep.
People fell into because of a hard time or a lack of education, or this was a job you did because you had nothing else. I fell into it for a different reason, and frankly because I wanted to, but that was very actually unusual at the time. And of course now, with the way things are, it's definitely not the case. There are college-educated people doing what I do.
Thousands of people out there, you know, masturbate thinking of you and are willing to buy sex toys with you in mind. I can only speculate, but you know how it feels, so that's why I'm asking.
It is strange to know that right now, multiple people are having sex with a replica of my vulva. Like at any second of the day, somewhere, probably on multiple continents at a time. This is happening. It's so strange. I have never gotten used to it.
You can't say that you haven't dealt with, you know, inadequate people, violent people. How do you deal with that?
So every client that I see, I'm able to check whether they have any arrests for being violent, that sort of thing. I check their ID in person so that I know that they are who they say they are. And they know I have an assistant too, so they know that there's someone else who has all this information where if I was to go missing, I think it becomes something they would be a lot more wary of trying with me. Some of my friends have been beaten so badly that they've had to go to the hospital, they've had to have rape kits done, all of that sort of thing. But it's not necessarily a part of everyone's experience.
How would decriminalizing prostitution impact your life?
So it might impact mine less than others. I think because I'm white and because of the clientele I'm working with, I don't really face that much scrutiny from the police. I think they don't even really want to bother trying to do anything with me. But it would mean that I would be able to advertise a lot more easily. Maybe I could even buy Google AdWords.
Então a gente está num certo círculo privilegiado, né? Mas mesmo dentro desse círculo, a gente ainda tem que entender que tem várias empresas que não aceitam isso. Tanto é que tem várias pessoas que eu já gravei que eles falaram, eu estou usando meu nome. Eu falei, tira disso, pelo amor de Deus. Porque vamos dizer que você um dia quer fazer um investimento. Aí você vai para o banco, você fala, eu quero investir nessa empresa, eu quero comprar essa casa. Aí o banco vai fazer uma pesquisa no teu nome. Aí ele vê toda aquela Aí o banco é capaz de falar, não, a gente não vai investir. A gente tem que entender que se a gente pegar um avião e for completamente pro East, a gente vai acabar lá na Rússia, onde que eu, gay, não posso falar que sou gay. Eu lá em Dubai, que eu não posso falar que eu sou gay. Ou lá no Egito, que eles cortariam a minha cabeça. Então a gente tem que entender que a gente ainda está num momento que ainda não é bem aceito. Eu acho que daqui uns 10 anos, você não vai precisar de ter tanto medo de entrar em uma indústria que possa te prejudicar. Que aí você não vai precisar de criar um outro nome, você não vai precisar de esconder da família, você não vai precisar de esconder dos amigos. Infelizmente, a gente ainda não chegou nessa estação.
Are you afraid of when you're not as beautiful as you are today?
I think I'm gonna be at my hottest when I'm in my 60s. But that's just me. I have a thing for older women, so. But yeah, I'm excited to be an older woman. The French say that life begins at 50, and I'm a big believer in that.
Are you afraid of aging? You can't do what you do today and what you've been doing the past decades for, I don't know, when you're much older.
Why?
I love that.
I mean, you could. I've got a lot of men on my platform. I actually just did a one-on-one, middle-aged man, white hair, glasses, and just about as handsome as he can be.
you're dealing with two realities that carry a lot of stigma. You know, you're dealing with sex work and
old age.
Ageism, exactly.
Exactly.
Have you learned how to cope with it?
In the beginning, I felt very attacked. You know, when someone would post something negative about me online, and I would go on the defensive. Mm-hmm. And I have since learned, don't feed the animals. A lady wrote that you need to find Jesus. And my first reaction was, is he lost? You know? But instead of doing that, I told her, I said, when I was 16 years old, I accepted Jesus into my heart, and he doesn't judge me, so why do you? I know what I'm doing. I found my voice. It took me a long time, but I found it, and I will not be shushed.
I feel like it's one of the oldest jobs on earth.
I really learned just how many different ways people can get off.
You know, a lot of women are wondering, why are men attracted to me? I got skills, honey. I got skills.
O nosso conceito do que é intimidade, do que é privacidade, hoje em dia é muito subjetivo. A gente assiste a uma série de reality shows e as pessoas elas estão dispostas a escancarar as opiniões, os preconceitos, as qualidades. Não existe muito pudor em mostrar essa verdade, essa intimidade. Mas quando a gente fala de uma pessoa que está usando uma rede social como plataforma para mostrar o próprio corpo, aí isso não pode. Aí essa pessoa não merece seguro-desemprego, não é digna de um amor. Então eu acho que a gente tem que reavaliar a forma como a gente enxerga os profissionais do sexo. Ela passa por essa disposição que a gente deve ter em aceitar a liberdade do outro, em aceitar a autenticidade, a realidade do outro, sem julgar, sem tacar pedra. E pode ter certeza, não vai ser só bom para os outros, vai ser ainda melhor para você. Pode acreditar. One curiosity of mine. Is it tough to find love?
That kind of romantic love, it's not something I really want.
I think you're beautiful.
Oh, thank you. That is so sweet of you. I wish I could meet you in person.
If I go to New Orleans, I'll let you know.
I'll treat you to a blowjob.
If I'm lucky.
I am good at it.
I'm sure you are. I've heard.